Hey, it's DestroyRadio.com. I'm OS. And I'm in studio today. I'm so glad to announce that we've got Mauro from Raw Power in the studio. And I think we would have had more from Raw Power, but the rest of them don't speak very good English. Hey, you want to say hello, Mauro?
Yeah, hello. Hi there to everybody.
And so what's up with the rest of the band? They're still learning a little English?
Well, some of them are useless, so they just given up. And the only one, well, we got, in fact, my brother that speaks English.
You want to hold the mic?
Yeah. He speaks English quite well, so he could have come here. I think he hasn't been very well for the last couple of days, so we just left him back in the hotel to sleep.
How come you guys ended up in California in Chester? Or where was that? You had a Motel 6?
No, it isn't. It's something like a Motel 6, but it isn't. It's cheaper than a Motel 6, but it's got a big swimming pool. That's why we picked it up.
That's what I was going to say, because Tony said that you guys don't like to sleep on the floor, but my next door neighbor has this really nice big pool, and I was like, if you guys stayed up at my house, you'd be swimming all day.
No, well, there's 6 of us, and of course we always book a room for 4. So
oh.
two gets to sleep on the floor. Always, otherwise we just can't afford 2 rooms. But this is just lucky he's got a big swimming pool as well.
You brought your drummer. What's his name?
It's Roberto.
Roberto. And will you be talking tonight, Roberto?
I don't know, depends. If you like it.
We might have him sail. He's playing the drums on this year's tour. Raw Power's in the studio. They're in town tonight because they're on their 20th anniversary tour, which means they've been playing for 20 years. You've probably been playing longer, though, because 20 years ago it would be 1981. And Raw Power, did they start in 80 or 81?
It was, well, just before Raw Power there was another band called Off Limits. And that was, it probably started like 79, around 79. And as Off Limit, we only did like cover songs. And then like between 79, 80, we just decided like to drop the cover and start doing the songs like our own stuff. And that was when we changed the name from Off Limit to Raw Power. So it means that first stuff that recorded as Raw Power, in fact, there were like songs done by as Off Limit.
Well, the off-limit stuff, I mean, what kind of covers were you guys doing?
Oh, we did a bit of everything. We used to do, I mean, even like classic stuff. We did just did that lost. It was like at the beginning when everybody in the band started playing. So it means like we didn't, I mean, it was anything that...
Was it punk rock at that point?
No. Even, it was like hard rock more than anything else.
Yeah, I mean, were you guys influenced by a lot of the American stuff at that point?
Yeah. Well, as I said, there's Off Limits. It wasn't. It was just like listening to a record and said, oh, I like that stuff. I mean, we did some by the Steppenwolf or things like that. So it was just like hard rock, and you just like the stuff there, and we just covered them just to play. I mean, back then you didn't play in front of people anyway. It was just like playing for ourselves.
Yeah.
And then when everybody in the band started to learn to play properly whatever they're playing, then we said, well, let's start making our own stuff. And by then, like 80, 81, it was when we started getting records from California and like all the West Coast here, and that's probably what influenced and what got Raw Power started, like doing basically what we're still doing now.
Yeah, Mauro was saying that people would get a copy of a Southern California punk release, and then they'd make tapes and give them out to everybody at that point. Is that kind of how it worked?
Yeah, definitely. That people that really was into it, I mean, like slowly people got more into it, but it was just like very few people that like knew about these things and like just got the record, because also the problem was like to get hold of them. There were a many record store where you could just walk in and say, oh, well, give me the first Circle Jerks records, or, I mean, anything.
Yeah.
So there were very, very few places, and mostly it was just like people that came over here and maybe they brought them back to Italy with them and just said, like, listen to this. And so everybody just made copies.
Yeah, when you were telling me that story, it just kind of fascinated me because, I mean, we both seem like we got into punk about the same time, and basically based on some of the same bands, Adolescents and Circle Jerks and the whole SoCal thing. Right now, I'm going to play something from the new CD, and then we're going to come back and we're going to talk for a little while with Mauro from Raw Power. And they're going to be tonight down at Jerry's Pizza in Bakersfield, playing with Decry, another old school band. Have you guys been on with Decry most of the tour, to this tour?
Yeah, up to the end, yeah. We're going to finish in Denver, and then they'll be carry on. But that's from now on, we always play with them.
Well, Decry, they were broken up for a while, weren't they?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's what I hear. I mean, in fact, I only heard they were back together again.
Yeah.
When we heard they were touring with us, because the last time I heard was, about 10 or more years ago. Because we had a tour with them, In fact, it was a tentative of a tour, because then instead we didn't tour with them at all back in 87 or 88 or something. Then we didn't do it with them.
Okay. Well, we're going to play something from the brand new CD. This is called Trust Me. And the name of this song right now is called What Can We Do? You're listening to Story Radio MOS, and we're in studio tonight with Raw Power. All right, it's destroyradio.com. That song was called What Can We Do from the brand new release Trust Me from Raw Power. It's put out on Hello Records, and that came out in February, is that right?
Yep. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah. How'd you guys hook up with Hello Records?
Can't remember. How did we hook up? Tony from Hello Records talking like to my brother, and that's how it was just talking basically. And then he said that he would have minded putting our stuff out, they were interested, and we said, well, yeah, we'd be interested as well, and then we just got talking to them, and that was it. We thought it was. He should have been we thought it was going to be good. No, he is good.
Yeah,
and that was it. That's why we started working with them.
Well, before that, I mean, did you guys have an American label at all? I mean, were you originally on Toxic Shock at one point?
Toxic Shock.
That's what I thought. I mean, whatever happened to Toxic Shock?
Oh, he's still alive.
It is alive?
Yeah. No, in fact, Bill from Toxic Shock is still. I mean, he's been with us for 4 or 5 shows, and in fact, we're going to hook up with him again in San Francisco, Berkeley tomorrow. I mean, now I don't think he's not doing anything. He's only got his record store again. He's still got it, but he doesn't do it as releases. He's not doing anything. We were with him for for a few years.
And then after that ended, I mean, were you doing anything at that point, or?
No, I mean, we did another couple of records where in the end he almost wasn't distributed in the US at all. They were done in Italy and in England and in Europe in general, but I don't think that some of our records never got here at all. In fact, that's why sometimes people, when they talk to us, they still back. They to our first, say, 3 records.
Yeah.
And they say, oh, well, you got back together again. And we say, well, no, we haven't actually never stopped. Is that we go between the first 3, and now this is our 10th. We got another 6 records in between. And people instead they just left at the first 3.
Yeah, no, I mean, Raw Power to me, in America, you guys showed up on comps and stuff, and I can see where you're coming from with, it was kind of like there was a missing piece to the puzzle or something. But, so Raw Power, it's you and your brother basically were the original founders?
Yeah, that's the only 2 left, yeah. I mean...
Is Giuseppe, is he older or younger than you?
He's older.
He's older, good. That's why he's not here.
Yeah, he's in bed.
Well, since that time, have you guys went through numerous lineup changes and things like that?
Yeah. Well, sometimes we've had to change people just because, but of course, after a while you get fed up. You either get fed up with the people that you're playing with, or you get fed up with the stuff that you're playing, or in general we never argued. Apart from I think last year we argued with. Last year we were on tour here in the USA with a different drummer and a different lead guitarist, which. Have been in the band, the drummer for a couple of years, and the guitarist that was one of the original members of the band, and then he'd gone, and then he'd come back again, then he'd gone again, and he'd come back. And last year we had a big argument with them, and that was it.
That was it, yeah.
As soon as we got back, they'd gone.
Well,
but in general, we don't argue. In general, it's just I think you've got to decide whether you want to do this for fun, and then it's very. If you know it from the beginning, you just come here, you have fun, and then you just play, and this is. that's where the fun is. You just play. Otherwise, if instead you think that you should come here and get money and all that stuff, then you better just leave it.
Well, was that the case with the member you're talking about?
Yeah.
He was taking it too serious, or?
Well, no, it's just when you get here and you say, well, look, we're going, but you already know how it's going to be. Okay, you play every night and it's a nice place and the people is really good and everything, but the only thing that you won't see is money. And everybody, and when you leave, you say, that's understood for everybody, and everybody will say, yeah. But then when you come here, after a week or so, then you start saying, look, there's full of people here, we don't get paid, why not? And on and on and on, every night is the same. So in the end, you just get fed up and you just say, look, this is how it is. If you like it, well. If you don't, then I think it's better for everybody if you leave. And I think that's what happened with most of the members that left. It was always, in the end, it always comes down to money, I think. It's not, we are in touch with everybody that's been in the band, I think, and during these 20 years, there's like about probably the 10 or probably a few more people like that been in raw power, like between in and out, and we're in touch with all of them because we're still friends with most all of them.
That's what I was going to ask. I mean, you're still in good terms with them?
Yeah. I mean, as I said, apart from the last year was a bit not nasty, but it wasn't very nice. Otherwise, all the others we just meet every now and then. We meet with each other and we just have a laugh. I mean, it's a matter of choice. I mean, you decide what you want to do, and I mean, as I said, we all work, so we say, well, look, this is my holiday. I take time off work, and if I had to come here as a tourist, for instance, I mean, it would cost me a fortune. Like instead, we just have a nice time anyway, and that's all I want. And we get to play as well, which is where we come from. It's hard enough. Here instead, at least we play, and that's all we want to do.
Well, I mean, what do you do outside of the band? I mean, what's your profession?
Well, I'll say PA system, so sound system. That's my job. Then we have my brother's guy is like a rental, like a video shop, and then he works in a sports arena. Roberto, the drummer. Then we have Alessandro, who's a graphic designer, the bass player, and Luca, our lead guitar, is a courier. So we all work. So it's like that's why as well. Years ago we could come in the States and stay here for a long time, like 2-3 months as well. Now we just can't. First of all, because I mean, some of us now have families. And then also because you got to go back to work, unfortunately.
Are you married?
Oh, yeah.
You're married? Oh, I see that. Okay, I see the ring. Roberto, you married? Roberto's single tonight, girls.
Yeah.
He doesn't speak a lot of English, but he'll sit there and smile. Yeah, I know it.
We can I can take my ring off as well, right? I know there's there's only 2 of us married, right?
Okay.
My brother and I. But as I said, he's here now. He's gone in a minute.
Well, the rest of the guys in the band, are they a similar age range? Similar age range?
Well, apart leaving alone my brother, which is too old.
Yeah, no.
Then, well, there's me who's a bit younger, and then the others, are all in the bass player and drummer in their 30s, if I'm around 33, and the lead guitar is only 23.
Well, I mean, I was going to ask because I'm wondering, do you feel more comfortable with people, say, like in their 30s playing with them, or does it not matter to you?
Oh, no, not
it doesn't matter?
I mean, in fact, they should be the ones to be maybe uncomfortable to see, like, old people playing and or doing whatever we do. To us, it's just, I mean, whatever, as long as people show up, I mean, it's nice to see young people because it means that they know about you or they like what you're doing anyway, and it's very nice to see old people instead because they come and say, oh well, I mean, we've seen it every night when we've been playing this year. The people come up to us and say, oh look, I saw you back 10 years ago, 15 years ago.
Yeah.
People come with their own kids as well. And they say, look at him, I was your age when I saw them first time, which is, in a way, it makes you feel old, but then it's nice because it means that they still like what you're doing.
Yeah, Youth Brigade was in the studio one time, and they said it kind of freaked them out a little bit to see people bringing their kids now to the shows. But I think the reason it bothered them so much is because they did realize that they were getting older.
Yeah.
But I mean, they said they were kind of having a weird time dealing with that. And they were talking about the little kids that would come in with their dads, and the kids' hair would be all spiked up in a mohawk. And right after they told me that, the door to our studio opened up, and one of our other DJs came in with his little boy, and the boy had a mohawk. And he goes, "Look at my son's hawk." And I was like, oh my God, the guys from Youth Brigade looked, and his faces got all red. And he's like, what? And, oh, here, go ahead. This is Tony from Hello Records. He's here with the band.
My nephew, and he lives in Corona now. His last night he's 15. Raw Power was his first punk rock show of his life. So we'll see if it makes or breaks him.
Yeah, I know. Right now, he's like in an alley right now, spray painting Raw Power on the back of a wall. I took my nephew last year to go see Blink-182 and Phoenix TX, and I mean, he's only 12, but to him, I mean, it meant so much, and he wanted me to take him down to the merchandise booth and stuff, and I mean, things are definitely changing, but for Raw Power, I mean, you guys have been together for 20 years. Has this been constant? I mean, 20 years of playing, touring?
Yeah, more or less, yeah. I mean, like, we've had gaps in between touring, like there was a time where we didn't come here in the US for like 4 or 5 years. But then instead we've been touring, not constantly, because it's very hard for us to tour. First of all, the problem with Raw Power has always been that we never had an agency. I mean, everything that we've done, it was always done by ourselves, or like with people that like us, and like just helped us out, basically, like to play wherever we'd gone. So it's always been a major problem.
But you're a true
band.
DIY style band, though.
Oh,
in a
yeah, in
sense.
the end, yeah. That's what it is. So, but we've always been playing. I mean, we never stop because, like, we hear people say, "Oh, like you stopped and then you got back together," and instead we haven't. I mean, we've always been touring, like in Europe. Almost every year we've done Germany, or like normally, like is the northern part of Europe where we play, because that's the best part of Europe to play. And of course, we've always played Italy during this year, although it's very, very hard to play there.
In where at? Europe? Northern Europe?
No, Europe. No, Northern Europe. Like, I mean, like Germany, Holland, Belgium, and that's for us. It's always been quite easy to get to play there, and we've always had a good response. So
Have you played Norway?
No. We go up to Sweden.
Yeah, some people emailed me from Norway. They were in a punk band, and they said it's almost impossible to get their music out of the country and to get anyone else to hear it.
Well, it's almost, I mean, like, it's the opposite. Like, Norway's up north, Italy's down south, and, like, I think anything in between, if you live in between, you're quite lucky. Like, you're nearer to a lot of things.
Yeah.
If you're, like, one side or the other, it's a bit unlucky. I mean, we saw it, apart from the barrier of the language, which is already bad enough, but, like, I think, like, the further south you are, the unlucky you are. Even northern countries aren't that bad, because first of all they speak English, like it's almost like an English person. I mean, it's
sounds as clear as I do.
Yeah, it's almost their first language, so they've already got that in front of us anyway. But yeah, I mean, like as a band, it must be difficult, because I saw whenever we went up north, I mean, you've only got a few places to get to play, and it takes you like 2 days to get there. So
Yeah, it's not even profitable to do the
Yeah.
shows.
I mean, you can't. I mean, it's just impossible, because of course they can't pay you a fortune, and you just. I mean, apart from the money, it's just that you don't want to drive like 1,000 miles just to do a show.
Oh, no, I understand. I mean, Millencolin was in here earlier this week, and they said that if they wanted to be on the on the Offspring tour, they had to do the Anchorage, Alaska date.
Yeah.
And they realized when they did the numbers that they were going to lose half the money they were making on the tour by doing one date in Alaska.
Yeah.
And they said, well, we just don't want to do the Alaskan date. And then the Offspring said, well, then you won't be on the tour. So they're going to be doing Alaskan date. But have you guys played Alaska?
No, never. No,
Yeah.
never been up there. No.
Canada?
Canada, years ago, like in '85, just a few shows, but that was it.
They see a punk rock band coming across the border, and they'll strip search you guys, basically, from what I've heard.
Yeah. Oh, well, I know. Years ago, there was a band in LA. They used to do all like songs. They were just called Drop Hour, and do all like cover songs.
There was a band called Raw Power in L.A. that did your
and did our songs.
all your songs? Did you ever meet the guys?
No, never. We always heard of people saying, "Oh, look, they just played there and they done this and that and the other." No, we never met with them.
Were they trying to claim they were you?
No.
No,
I think
not
they
at
were
all.
just doing our songs.
That's kind of an honor in a weird way, yeah.
Oh yeah, well, I mean, there's like whenever we play here as well, it's like we meet so many bands, and like there's this like band. No, I mean, not every night, but like out of 3 nights, there's probably a band that covers one of our songs, which is good. I mean,
Yeah.
it is an honor.
I ran your band name through the search engines today on the computer, and it was amazing to see how many bands have covered your songs.
Yeah.
They kept popping up and stuff.
Yeah.
I mean,
It's
Raw
good.
Power's left an impact, definitely, in the scene.
No, and there's like between the bands that play it and then bands who recorded it, it's quite good. At least it keeps the name up anyway.
Yeah. We're going to play a couple more songs from the Raw Power CD. I'm going to play songs 11 and 12 from the CD, Don't Blame Me in Poverty. This is from the brand new CD, Trust Me, on Hello Records. If you want to find out more about the CD, go to hellorecords.com. And also, do you guys have a website?
Yeah, but I can't remember what the name and the address is.
Here we go. Tony's back for one more talk.
Just go to geocities.com/rawpower.geo.
All right, we're going to work on getting them. Have you guys ever tried to get the name rawpower.com?
No, never.
Would you be interested in it?
Oh, yeah.
Because we're eventually, one of our things is to be able to host sites for punk bands and be able to like help them get the names and get all of that stuff done.
Be easier.
And
Anyway.
Oh, it is really? So you'd have to be like Raw Power the band or... Oh, great. They go to your site looking for you and they find a bunch of jocks on there. Here's 2 songs from the brand new CD. You're listening to Raw Power in studio tonight. Mauro's here. Roberto's here. Roberto, we're going to talk to you before the night's over, too, believe me. We're going to pick your English apart. All right, I'll be right back. It's DestroyRadio.com. We're in studio with Mauro and Roberto from Raw Power from Italy. And this week we've had Millencolin from Sweden and Raw Power from Italy. So that was 2 songs from the brand new CD, Trust Me, on Hello Records. That was Don't Blame Me and Poverty. And what was Poverty all about?
Right.
The hard questions now.
Yeah, no. I mean, yeah, I've got a hard time to remember them. But no, Poverty was just, we played, where's the old Miami? Which city is it? Miami? No, the old Miami, the club. Detroit.
The Detroit Club in Miami?
Yeah. No, it's called the old Miami in Detroit.
Oh, okay. I heard Detroit's a really tough town.
It is. But well, there's this club anyway. It's like the old Miami is like a Vietnam vet club. It's in the middle of like a very nasty area. But like if you stay there, then you're safe. I mean, nobody would come and do anything to you while you're there.
Yeah.
It's just anywhere else. If you walk, like you just come out of the club and you walk, then well, it's not very good.
You won't have a wallet.
Yeah. People just warn you, don't walk away from the place. And it was just like we were walking, driving through the area, and it looked like it'd been bombed. I mean, it really looked like there'd been a war around there, and instead, I mean, it was just like normal Detroit. And I think that's when I got the idea, because I mean, most of the songs, but I write all the lyrics, and then so most of the lyrics are about things that either I say or that happens to us in general, and that was one of them.
Does a lot of your stuff been influenced by America?
No.
I mean, would you? Let me ask you real quick. Would you ever want to live in America?
I mean, but it depends. If I was by myself, maybe.
Yeah.
I mean, now I couldn't anyway. But like, some places are really good, really, really nice. I mean, I wouldn't mind, for instance, like living in San Francisco.
Yeah, you're gonna love it tomorrow. That's what I was telling Roberto.
Also because it looks a lot like a European city anyway.
Yeah.
And then there was a place where we used to. The first year when we came into the US, we used to hang around for a few days in West Virginia. That's as well. There is very, very nice. I mean, I wouldn't mind living there, like Morgantown, West Virginia. It's really nice. And there are a lot of places.
What about like San Diego with the beach right there? And
yeah, but the thing is that I haven't been there long enough. I mean, it's very difficult because I mean, all the years we've been here, we've traveled we've been across every place in the US. But of course, you just stay there one day. Normally, you just get to the place, you play. By the time you finish, it's like 3 o'clock in the morning anyway, so you end up seeing nothing anyway. So there's only a few places where instead we managed to have a look around, and like, so of the places that I've seen and where I've been, like at least for a few days, it's like, I think San Francisco area is probably one of the nicest.
So do you guys have a night off after the Gilman Street show?
No, because after Gilman we play San Francisco.
That's what I saw you guys kind of hop up and down. You go, what, Bakersfield, and then you go San Francisco, but you've already been to where?
No, well, last night we were in Corona.
Corona, okay.
So down Bakersfield tonight, then it's Berkeley, and then it's San Francisco, and then from there it's Vegas, and then...
But you've also played Ventura, and then you played San Diego as well?
Yeah, we've been up and down a bit,
I was looking at your tour schedule. You've played some of the greatest clubs around the United States, Emos, Casbah.
Yeah.
And then you end up in Bakersfield at Jerry's. Does a show like this, does it bother you? I mean, does it worry you in a sense that it's not a big established town?
Well, no, not at all. Well, first of all, because we heard the pizzas there is very nice. We like pizzas. So we said, well, if we have a pizza in the States, we've got to have it at Jerry's Pizza. No. Honestly, it's just, no, it doesn't. First of all, we heard only good things about the club anyway. I mean, from people that we met and like bands that we've been here, everybody just say, if you go anywhere in California, you got to go to Bakersfield, you got to play Jerry's Pizza. So
I mean, for us, it's been a gold mine because I mean, some of the greatest bands have came through here, and it's given us a chance to like connect with them too. I mean, we were supposed to have Dr. No in a couple weeks ago, but they didn't get into town until it was too late to interview him. But I mean, even last week we had Millencolin in the studio and stuff like that, and TSOL, and it's more and more bands. If they play here too, they want to come by here and they want to talk on the radio too.
I mean, anybody that I talked to, everybody said how nice it is to play here. So I mean, and so far as well, this year we've been playing to the nice clubs all the time. So I'm quite sure that this is a nice club like the others.
Did you play Atlanta?
Yeah, we did.
How is it? I heard the Atlanta scene's really, really good. Is it?
It was good, yeah. No, but so far I think that all the clubs that we've been to, between the people and the clubs, we're very, very happy. It's probably in the end, it's probably one of the best, the best tour that we've had so far.
Raw Power has been around for 20 years, and in those 20 years, I would only imagine that you've played with probably some of the best punk rock bands that have ever existed. I mean, who are some of the bands that you guys have toured with?
Well, we played with, I don't know, like Dead Kennedys, Circle Jerks, DOA, and Fangs, and Suicidal Tendencies, Angry Samoans, Dead Kennedys. I mean, I think that most of the bands that were around in the 80s anyway, we played with. I mean, whether we knew them or not, because I mean, some of the band, I mean, we didn't know who knew they were, and then you just find out later on when you go back home and you see all the flyers that you picked up, and you say, "Oh, look, we played with them as well."
Yeah,
it's just like some of the places. There's so many bands playing on the bill that you just added on. You're not there when they play, or maybe they played after you and you'd already gone, and you just see the names afterwards.
Has there been any of the bands you guys became friends with over the years?
Well, I think that on the spot, like when you're there, I mean, we always got friends with anybody. But like if you mean like if we kept in touch with anybody,
yeah,
I don't think so. It's just like it's strange because sometimes like if you keep in touch with some of the bands, like especially bigger bands, sometimes it looks like you want to keep in touch because you've got like a second
agenda.
Yeah, like you want to keep in touch with them because maybe they might come useful to you sometime.
I see what you're saying.
And
yeah.
So. And between bands, what I find out with us is, well, I mean, now, of course, we're a very small band, but like I know that there's like smaller bands than we are. They look up to us as like they think that we're a big band in brackets. I mean, they say, well, as they are bigger than us, they are big, and so we don't want to do what they do sometimes, which means that like that they stay with you and all the time they say, oh, how good you are and all this, and let's keep in touch, and then you'll end up them asking you, well, can we come on tour with you, and what about your record company, or can you put me on that one, and we just hate that stuff.
Well, have any of the bands you played with ever been over to Italy?
Oh yeah, well, a lot, but not a lot, but yeah, some of the bands, yeah.
Did Circle Jerks make it over there?
No. But then again, like when they come to Italy, most of the time, we don't get to play with them because it's when an American band comes to Italy, means that they come down already with another 2 or 3 bands with them. So like it's very difficult to get to play with them.
Oh, I see.
Unless of course like you play like at 2 o'clock in the afternoon, which is, and like in Italy, being an Italian band anyway, we've always been very unlucky in the way that people see us as a band that's been abroad, and so we are like a rock star band.
Yeah, that's what I was wondering.
Yeah, and they don't think that we come here for like that we travel every day 15 hours on a van, like with a van for 5 people. There's 7 of us.
Yeah,
like
smelling Tony's farts.
Yeah, that's it. Snoring, and all this stuff. I mean, people don't think about these things. I mean, they say, well, you're going to the States, or you're a big band now. And when you tell them, they just don't believe you.
Do you still tour in Italy?
Yeah, we get to play. I mean, we could play probably like 50 times more than we do, but like as I said, there's a lot of people are biased by this thing, and they just say, if you go and play there, you're not good. I mean,
well, they call you capitalist fools or something.
Yeah.
Basically.
Well, yes. Some people that we've got. One problem is that first of all we sing in English.
Yeah.
Not that anybody understands when I sing in English here, but like if you go and listen to one of our record lyrics are in English. So if you go to Italy, people say, oh, well, this is an Italian band, but they sing in English, so they're not good.
Oh,
they're
geez.
They got big-headed or whatever.
Do you sing any songs in Italian?
No, not at all.
Not at all.
No. It just doesn't sound good.
Well, I was going to ask because, like, go back to 1981, and when Raw Power came out on stage and started playing this punk rock to the Italian crowds. I mean, how did the crowds react? You were the first punk band, truly. I mean, that started really playing around Italy.
Bands back then, but the bands that sang in English were very, very few, very rare. And again, that's why that's when the problem started. That they had to decide. People had to decide. Okay, these are the punk bands, although we didn't look like a punk band at all. But they said, which ones are the bands that speak Italian or they sing in Italian? So all these bands are going to play like all over Italy. The band instead that don't speak Italian, then they're not going to play. We were probably, if not the only one, we were one of the few. So like in Italy, probably every year we only played like 4 or 5 times.
Oh, wow.
If we sang in Italian, we would have played 100 times. And it's still the same now, basically.
Well, the members that are in the band now, I mean, with you singing in English, is there any translation problems? Like
No.
with Roberto, I mean, he speaks a little English, but does he speak better English than the other band members besides your brother?
No, I think he's an average.
He's pretty similar to the other ones. Yeah.
I think he speaks a lot. If he was here with a girl, I would speak a lot.
Yeah. Roberto needs to get a little fixation. It says you guys are from. I don't know much about Italy, so excuse me, but Paviglio, is that what it's called?
Poviglio, yes.
Paviglio.
Yeah.
And where is that in Italy? How far is it away from like the big towns?
If you're up north, if you look at northern Italy, then there's like I don't know, the biggest city would be Milan. Parma, which is the biggest city near where we are, is about an hour from Milan, and we live in a village which is like 10 minutes, 15 minutes away from Parma, which is only Poviglio's only got like 6,000 people.
Wow!
It's like just a village in the middle of nowhere.
And have you always lived there?
Country. Yeah. Well, yeah, our family is based there. Yeah.
Okay, and are you from there too, Roberto?
Oh, he's from Parma.
Okay.
Yeah, from Parma. Roberto is from Parma, and Alessandro, the bass player, is from Parma as well. So now there's me and my brother from Poviglio, and Luke as well, the lead guitarist, is from Poviglio as well.
When you guys aren't touring, do you guys get together and practice and have regular practices?
Yeah.
Or
Well, they do. I don't.
What do you do?
Nothing. I'm not going
You
practicing.
just sit home with your wife?
Yeah. Whatever, but I don't go with them. I just hate it. It's especially like the last 6 months, 4 months, they've been rehearsing with Roberto because he's the new member of the band.
Yeah.
So like, he meant like at least 3 or even 4 times a week rehearsing the same song and again and again. So I just show up like once every maybe 2 or 3 weeks.
Well, the stuff on the new CD, how long ago did you write all of that?
Oh, that was last year.
Was it last year?
It was recorded, probably, more than a year ago now.
Do you see yourself much different than you were 20 years ago?
No, hope not.
I mean, I look at you, and yeah, you look great. I mean, it's just like you look at any other normal punk. It was funny because when they pulled up tonight, I thought the 2 dark-haired guys were from Italy, and I thought the blonde was going to be Tony, but I was wrong. I said, look at that mean-looking son of a bitch over there. He looks like a mean Italian, just like the typical stereotypical thing. And Tony's all, hey, what's up? I was like, uh-oh. No, but anyways, so you guys have been all over. So this tour here, it started where did it start at?
Oh, we started in Atlanta, Georgia, and then we worked our way like through, Texas, Arizona, and then... Yeah.
And where was that at?
Well, we had the first day before we came to the US. We stopped on Sunday. We stopped in England, and we played the Holiday in the Sun Festival in Morecambe.
Okay, because at Destroy Radio, we're going to be a big part of the Holiday in the Sun. We were invited to be the official for the festival here in San Francisco. But the one in England, just let me know what's going on. I mean, is it go over a course of a few days or a week? Or
it goes on for 3 days.
3 days.
And, I mean, it's a very nice festival and everything. The problem is just that it's probably too big. It's like 130 bands in 3 days, and there's 4 stages, and which means that every half an hour on every one of the 4 stages there's a new band. So it means that you can't be on. Of course, you're either on one stage or another one.
Yeah.
You can't see 4 bands at the same time.
So you might be playing at the same time the Exploited's playing or something, possibly.
Yeah. In fact, when we never been to playing in England, basically nobody gives a fuck about raw power in England because we are not English or we are not American, so anything else is just rubbish. And we always said, well, we're not going there. And this year it was just lucky in a way. There was like this festival, the last day on Sunday, was just the day before we came here. And so we were talking to somebody and said, well, why don't you do it? And we said, well, okay, we come. But in the end we found out that basically they needed somebody like a band to be slaughtered or something, because they needed a band to play last on one of the 4 stages, and one stage was like the Damned, one was the Subhumans.
Oh, jeez, you were playing at the same time with the Damned and the Subhumans.
Yeah, there was Damned, the Damned was like the way Morecambe is made, like the 4 stages are put, it's like the one is like in one place, then there's another 2 stages about 2 minutes away, which are like a joint almost one to the other.
Yeah.
So we had like the Damned playing next door to us. We were on the other one. Then there was the Warriors on another stage. So of course, everybody that was there was glad to see the Subhumans or the Damned. Which, I mean, if I was there, I would have been in one of those 2 as well. I mean,
how many people watched your show?
Well, there must have been like maybe 200 people there.
200.
Yeah.
And how big are the crowds total? 10,000, 20,000?
I think so, yeah. There was quite a lot of people. I mean, Sunday was the last day, so already they said it wasn't as big as the Friday and the Saturday. But I said there was quite a. I mean, it's a nice thing, and the way they organize it is really good, and it's perfect. I mean, everybody works really
Is this
well.
a guy named Darren Russell?
Yeah, I think.
Yeah, okay.
No, the thing is really nice. It's just like if you are the band, it's a bit unfortunate unless like you get to play to the main stage, and like probably like if you play in mid-afternoon, then you're lucky.
Yeah.
As I said, I think we've been done. We didn't know about it.
No,
before we
I
got
understand
there.
where you're coming from
And I thought that
completely.
we just said, oh yeah, come here, and we had a few people that knew us anyway, and they thought, well, we put them on it the last time, and if they do people well, otherwise it doesn't matter anyway. I mean, for us it was fun anyway. I mean, it was hard work because we left Italy like at 7 o'clock in the morning. We got into London at 9, got a car, drove for 6 hours, got to the club, play, get back on the car, drive for another 6 hours back to London, and then get the plane to get to Atlanta where we played in the evening.
Oh, wow. And the
So-
Atlanta show, was that the Big Hits was that a punk festival you played in Atlanta too?
No, it was a club.
Okay.
No.
Because there was a festival there. It's going to be coming up soon, I think, in Atlanta, or maybe it already happened. There was.
No, it was
They
a
brought
club.
some bands over from
Uh-huh.
England for that thing, but and then did you guys have any ambitions to be on like the Holiday in the Suns festival here?
No, well, no. I mean, I knew about this one in San Francisco. It's just that it's too late for us. I mean, if I even dare saying, where would you pay for the flight to get there? They just laugh at me. So we even
Yeah.
try it.
No, I mean the guy told me that he was. He said this year. He said they made a pact that they would only have 6 bands from England,
Yeah.
and they could do no more. But he said there was like 50 bands wanted to play. And I even had the band Foreign Legion. The guy was calling me, telling me, "Yeah, we're playing the Hits Festival in San Francisco," and I'm like, "No, you're not. I already know who the lineup is." And I felt bad because he really still thought he was playing. And
No, what we're trying to get on is on the one. There's another festival afterwards, later in October, I think, which is Holidays in the Smoke.
oh wow!
That's in London, at the London Astoria, I think.
And what do they call it? Holidays in the Smoke.
Oh, well, I don't know. I don't know what the
Somebody in the band's got to
is.
smoke cigarettes
Yeah,
with pot or something.
Well, no, it must be smoke is in London. There's smoke in there.
Yeah, I know.
Unless-
California
yeah,
you can't
unless
smoke
everybody
anywhere.
Smokes. Now we're trying to get on that one, which that would be good.
And so is that like somebody else is like maybe trying to like start a similar festival, or are it's the same people involved?
Yeah, no, it's the same people.
Oh,
yeah.
that's cool.
Yeah, no, it's the same organization. They're trying to do like 2 festivals, like through England and then this one here in the States.
Well, okay, we're gonna play a couple more songs right now. This is the first song off the brand new release. We're not done yet, though. You guys got a few more minutes? You're doing okay?
Yeah, no
okay.
problem.
This song is called. Now, how do you pronounce this? Feed them. Grazioli.
Grazioli.
Grazioli. I can't even say it.
There's pork scratching.
We're gonna play 2 songs. We're gonna play that and also Give Me a Drink. Anything you want to say about either of these 2 songs before we play them?
Well, the Feed them Grazioli is like it's a song that is it's dedicated to Bill for Toxic Shock. And in fact, I mean, if you read the lyrics, no, if you listen to them because you can't understand them, but if you read them, it's like the first part is like taking the piss out of Bill. Then it's like the second is like praising, because like it's always been nice to us in the end, apart from money stuff, but then we won't talk about that.
Yeah, but punk
it's
rock
always
just
been
doesn't
big,
make
yeah.
a lot of money.
So we just love him anyway. And Grazioli was one of the words that we've been trying to teach him to pronounce. And
Hey, they're in the studio right now.
and so we just it was just like a joke, this Grazioli. So probably in the end we could have done the song without putting the Grazioli. We could have put just Feed Them anything else. It was just like Grazioli, like as a joke with him. And instead the second song, which is Give Me a Drink, again it's when we started recording this, when I started writing the song, I wanted to make like a booklet to go with the records, and every song was like a part of the story.
Like a chapter almost?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I got probably up to like the 6th song, and then I just got fed up.
Exactly. That's the same with me. I get into a project, I'm like 73% into it, I'm like, fuck it, I'm bored.
It was just like I
Mauro's
had
got the
yeah.
entrepreneurial spirit.
I just get the story down, and then like you just read a bit, and then the song will start, and then you just read a bit, then the next one. And I just got up to the 6th and said, look, fuck this.
Okay. DestroyRadio.com. We're in studio tonight with Raw Power, Mauro, and Roberto. I'm getting better at your name, aren't I? even though I flunked like second grade Spanish. All right, 2 songs. Here we go. All right, we're in studio tonight with Raw Power, and Roberto's up next. We're going to challenge his American skills. He looks very fond of America. Is that true, Roberto? All right.
For me, play in the United States is a dream, the children dream.
Did you play in bands before this one?
Yeah.
Local Italian bands?
No, hardcore. Another types of music, jazz and rock.
Have you ever been a big fan of punk rock in the past?
No.
No.
It's my last experience.
Okay. So if Roberto went home tonight, what would you most likely put in the CD player?
Sorry, I don't. Trust me, absolutely.
He would just go home and watch a porno or something. Do you like Rancid?
Yeah. Time Bomb is the.
Oh
song.
yeah. We might play that for you before you
remember
tonight.
the Clash for my important band for the punk rock and the history of punk rock.
How long have you played drums? Many years.
20 years.
20 years?
Yeah.
Well, how did Raw Power find you?
Yeah. For a power, the player, the drum, and for a power is difficult because is a very speed, technicals. No is possible a player for the raw power. In the drum, the young drum, not possible, but because the important the techniques and the experience. Much experience.
Well, did they pick you because you were so established as a drummer?
The drummer.
You might have to.
Sorry.
Translation on that one.
I speak little English.
No, that's fine. No, I have no problem.
English.
I'm just giggling because we're having fun with it. He speaks Pig Latin. Pig Latin. Did you guys hire him for his drum skills or? He answered. He was the only one that answered the ad, right?
Yeah, it was the only one.
Roberto thinks we're like.
There was a few, but they were too good, so we said, well, we settled for this one.
Out of the 3 that showed up for the practice. No, have you been friends with him for a while?
No, we knew of him, but we only met with him probably in the last 6 months since we started rehearsing with him. Because before he wasn't good enough, he just got better in the last few months because we've been practicing a lot.
Yeah. Roberto, what do you like about America?
I don't know. Every America, the people, the town, every America.
Yeah,
for me,
is it different? A lot different from Italy?
it's very different.
Very different.
But
We've got Taco Bell.
In America is the very important for the music. In Italy, the music is the hobby. In America, is a concept for the work. Is very different and different culture.
Yeah. Is he really? Seriously, really? Are you political? Did you serve in the military?
I speak and I speak. Boss, I speak.
Oh, got arrested for what? Oh, we don't need any politic talk. So, what town have you liked the most?
Bakersfield.
Oh, that was nice. That was real nice. Because we've got a big swimming pool at our motel. What happened? Did you guys drive by the Downtowner Inn? Did you even see that place? kind of old school style. There's a parking garage underneath. It was built like in the 50s. $35 rooms. It's right under the bridge when you. Wow.
Yeah, 39 with the what's it called, the slides as well. So that's good.
Well, you guys stayed in Adelanto last night? Was it the Adelanto, the high desert?
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
There, that's.
I recommend it to anybody. Yeah, whenever you drive past, they stop there.
If you want to buy some methamphetamine, that's where it's at.
Just stop there and kill yourself. Very nice.
The kids are cooking it as we speak. Yeah. So, Roberto, I mean, how much more do you have? I mean, are you going to be in Raw Power for a while?
I don't know. No. Not depend for me. It depends for the boss.
The
boss.
I think the boss likes you.
The boss is my brother, Giuseppe. I'm the second in command.
But how? Because he's older, right?
Well, no. The reason why Raw Power is still together is because of him. I mean, like we could stop any time, and then if we stop, he just kill himself. So that's why Raw Power keeps playing. He like commit suicide if we just stopped.
Okay, that makes sense.
But he's the one in charge, so he's the one that makes the decision. So it depends if he likes, he's going to stay in the band. If he doesn't, he won't see the next tour.
How many members have you guys went through? Honestly,
well, we've had about 4 different drummers, and then we've had 3 lead guitarists, 3 bass players. Yeah, so probably altogether. I think there's about 10 or just 10, 11 people that have been in Raw Power. But then again, some of them have come back. They've gone, then they come back again, then they left, and they came back again. So it means that it wasn't that bad if they came again. So, as I said, as I was saying before, I think with everybody that was in the band, we always left it as like friendly. So it was more a problem of the people that left. They had a problem, so that's why they left. It wasn't a problem with the band. I mean, it wasn't that like who stayed in the band say, "Oh, look, you're not good enough," or "We don't like you anymore, so go away." It was them having a problem, and either they just got fed up with it, or they just had a family problem, whatever.
Yeah.
So they had to leave, and that's why they came back afterwards, because maybe they just realized that maybe it wasn't that bad playing in Raw Power at all.
Do you have kids?
Yep.
How old are they?
Oh, I've got a girl that is 7 and a girl that's 12.
Do you miss them when you're on tour?
Oh, I miss the kids, yeah.
Do you do email and stuff over the internet?
No, when we're here, we just don't have time.
Oh, okay.
No,
I mean, do you guys have a computer at your house?
Yeah.
You do?
Yeah. No, when we are here, we only bring them up. Well, yeah, like a couple of times, every couple of days, we just ring them up to make sure that the kids are right.
Have you ever brought them over to America?
No.
Would you like to? Take them to Disneyland?
Well, yeah, Disneyland, yeah. Well, the problem is like the wife. The kids aren't a problem at all. The kids are sure that you just pick them up and you say, look, we're going to have fun there. You just take them and they come over here. The wife is probably just go, I don't like this, I don't like that. I hate America, I hate the Americans. The food is shit and all that. And instead, I'm sure that the kid would love it.
Yeah, of course.
I'm worse than the others. My wife's English, so English and American. American love English. English don't love Americans.
Your wife is English?
Mm-hmm.
Was she from England?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, wow. So
yeah, but that's why she won't come here.
She's never been to America?
No.
Wow. No, I know. I mean, I'm surprised to see some of the English bands actually be nice to us in a sense of...
Well, I think that's just commodity. Like they think, well, as we go there, we might as well be nice.
Yeah, we may get a record deal out of them.
Because I think that, as I said, it's like instead American love anything that sounds English. I mean, I'll say it because whenever I speak English a bit, I have an English accent, some of it.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah,
definitely.
and people just love it, and they just say, "Oh, how nice it is," and all this stuff. And instead, like it's the opposite. If you go to England, anybody that opens their mouth and they sound American, they just English, we just go, yuck. I hate that.
The craziest thing is, as the more I look at you, the more I realize you look like a young version of the guy that owns that club tonight. You're playing at Jerry, and it's not a bad thing. Jerry's a decent guy. I mean, he looks like Sting, kind of.
Uh-huh. Oh, well.
So if you like slicked your hair back or shaved it short, you could like do police covers. All right, Right now we're going to play the song from their new release, and it's a Circle Jerks cover. Circle Jerks were absolutely one of my favorite bands. If it wasn't for the Circle Jerks, I probably wouldn't even be doing what I'm doing right now. I've been a fan of theirs forever. And how did you guys get involved with this? Was this song written as part of the Hello Project for the Circle Jerks? Can we talk about that? Is that all right?
Yeah.
Okay. Tony's been working on this comp. I did not realize compilations take so fucking long to do. You want to talk about it real quick? Yeah, okay. Tony's here from Hello Records, and he's working on, and he said you've been working on almost 2 years now?
Yeah.
For the Circle Jerks compilation, and I was completely shocked when you started telling me the roster of the bands are going to be on this thing. I mean, I was thinking, well, we might have and I'm not knocking it either. I'm just saying Dr. No and those style of bands, but when you start talking about some of the bigger ones.
Yeah, it was something that basically a lot of the people that are friends with Keith Morris kind of, I guess he let them know that the project was going on, so they said, well, if it's going on, we're going to get involved. And lucky for us, I mean, it's a benefit project, so we're not standing to make a whole lot of money on it, but it's going to be a good thing, I think. I mean, it's going to be it's going to be easily the best tribute compilation ever.
Oh, I mean, I saw a website today talking about that compilation, saying it was still under wraps, and I'll send you the link to it when you get back home. I can't even remember which site I ended up on, but you were talking about Fishbone doing that 8-minute cover of When the Shit Hits the Fan. I mean,
yeah, they were one of the first bands to actually give us a song, to actually hand one over and say, here it is, But yeah, it's like an 8.5 minute reggae version of When the Shit Hits the Fan. And then of course Raw Power did some Circle Jerk songs the whole time they'd been together as cover songs, so they were a shoe-in, and it just kind of blossomed from there. But hopefully we'll get everybody together. I mean, at this point we could put it out and it'd still be the best tribute compilation ever, but we're still waiting on a few people that I probably shouldn't name because they're just so huge that if they don't make it on there, I don't want to sound like a fool.
Yeah, no, I understand. Well, for Raw Power, were you guys, when you were asked to do the comp, was it a hard decision? I mean, I love so many Circle Jerk songs that I wouldn't even imagine. I mean, Beverly Hills, Century City truly were my two favorite songs. Those two together just...
We always played that one.
That's the one you guys played?
We always played in our list. The thing was, when the project came out, we just said, well, what songs have you already got? Other bands recorded? So they said, well, Beverly Hills already. Of course, it'd already been taken by somebody else.
Yeah.
And so we just decided on Behind the Door.
Well, whoever, I mean, who did...
anything we could have done. We could
have basically. Could have been Wasted, or it could have been...
I mean, even Red Tape or anything.
Yeah. That phone number in what's called 61... I can almost remember the phone number. And I wanted to call it so many times. You know what I'm talking about in that song? Group Sex, yeah.
Okay, yeah.
He's called, I can't even remember now, but I think we even dialed at one time, and some old lady answered. So, what's the future for Raw Power? Will it be a 40th anniversary tour?
40th.
I'm just...
that will make us about 60.
Well, no, that's what I'm saying. I mean, I bet you in 81 you never thought you'd be around in 20 years ago.
No,
20 years later.
Quite right. Yeah, but another 20, that'll be too long. No, I think that future things are well, first of all, coming back next year anyway here in the States. And the idea would be to go in the States and into Japan, which is something that we should have done years ago, and in the end, between one thing and the other, we never managed to do it.
I'm sure they'll treat you a lot differently than the English will.
Well, I hope so.
Yeah.
That's the last time we go. No. That's what we want to do. We'd like to go to Japan and then come back here, and then we just see what happens. I mean, as long as we keep on playing, we want to come back here. Once we come back here and we see that people basically don't like us anymore,
don't show up anymore. Yeah,
that's it. Then I think that we're just going to stop it.
No, I mean that's a fair way to deal with it too. I would imagine.
Yeah, I think that for us it's always been a scale. The US, whenever we came here, we saw if people were showing up at a show, we thought, well, it means that people still like us. If people didn't, then we thought, maybe this is time to quit.
Have you ever felt that way after a show? Have you went back to the room and felt like, fuck it, this is it?
Oh, yeah. I mean, it happens often because I mean, the thing is that you play in a club and there's nobody there, and then you start asking yourself, why didn't anybody show up? Then you say, well, it was a Monday night. Okay, maybe he didn't promote it, or maybe then instead, if everything comes like you say, well, look, it wasn't a Monday, it was a Saturday, and he did promote it, nobody's there, then you say, well, then it must be us then. But then again, you play the day after, and instead you play in front of a packed hall or a club, then you say, well, then last night must have been a freak night or something, and you just sometimes you just make it up in your head. You just pretend it was like you forget about the nights that were bad, and you just carry on. So it's just like an excuse. You say, well, yeah, it was like maybe an episode and it was bad, but every other night is going to be good.
Yeah, no, that's fair.
And I think in the end that's why we keep playing, always hoping that the night after is going to be better, and in general it's good anyway. I mean, then I think that the more you play, the more you get fussy, and you start saying, oh well, yeah, the club is not very good, or the PA is not very good, or I don't know, something's not good enough. But then instead you play and you say, look, shit, I mean, that's why I want to play. This is not like anything. I mean, even if there's nobody in here, or the stage is small, or the PA is rubbish, I just don't give a shit. It's just nice to play.
Did you bring anybody else on tour besides the band at this time?
No, not this time. No.
Have you done in the past? Brought other people with you?
Yeah. We always bring at least another person, which means which managed to argue with somebody on the band. So this year we said, look, leave him alone. We just got the 5 of us, and so at least we'll have one person to argue less than.
Well, so who works your merchandise booth now, Tony?
Yeah, Tony. Or but before, when, like I said, sometimes when there was just us, like the 6th person, of course they came with us, never spoke a word of English. We just get somebody from the whoever is there. We just put him there and say,
"Yeah, do it."
If anybody is interesting,
no, I hope to hell they're honest. Yeah. Well, do you guys do much merchandise at the shows?
We do. It depends again. It depends on the shows, but normally, in general, between records and T-shirts and stuff.
How many CDs have you put out?
Official ones, there must be about 10.
10 of them.
Unofficial, there must be another 20.
As there's bootlegs floating around all over and stuff,
Well, between bootlegs and small record labels, they just put stuff out, like either with our songs in, or even like a whole record out without even asking. There's quite a few.
Tony from Hello Records was mentioning that sometimes people put you on comps without even telling you.
Yeah.
Do you find that offensive?
No offensive. It's just like I
mean, I would never do it myself.
It's not offensive. It's just like even now, a lot of people ring me up or like email and say, look, I'm doing this thing or I'm doing the other thing, and would you mind if I put your song in? And to us, it's just nice. I mean, it's good anyway. First of all, you must think about money again.
Yeah.
Because, of course, money is something you just put away. I mean, you just don't even think about it. So at least you say, well, if this person asks me if I can go on his compilation, it's good enough, because at least he asked.
Yeah.
The way it's now, you just buy a CD, you just record it anyway, so you don't even need to ask me. You can just do it.
Yeah.
And so at least it's fair that you ask me. Then if I say yes, you do it. But sometimes I say no, they still do it.
Well, no,
that's not bad. That's the bad thing, because at least if I say yes, we don't want any money, because we already know you're not going to get it. But at least like you send me a copy of whatever you've done. And that's fair enough. That's what.
Yeah, because originally when we were thinking about putting out a comp for the station, and Fearless Records had said, they wanted to back the whole idea, so we got really into the whole deal, and we started contacting the bands. Well, about halfway through, Fearless decided they didn't want to be part of it because they were getting ready to possibly put out a comp of their own bands, and they thought the two would conflict with each other, which I understand. And plus, it's not cheap either. I mean, but it just caught us off guard because we were so sure that Fearless was going to be part of this deal. But I mean, I made sure and even went back and contacted all the bands after that and explained to them what had happened and said, if you don't want to be part of this comp now, because Fearless, because some of the bands wanted to be on the comp because it was a Fearless release. But every band that I contacted has sent something back and said, no, it's cool. Wherever it ends up, we'll be happy with it. Which is, I'm really happy. I'd have been kind of like sad if somebody would have said, no, if it's not on Fearless, we want to be part of it.
No, I mean, we're always happy to be on any compilation, because the more compilation there are with our band, with our song in it means that at least they see it, and they just see the name of the band, and they hear the song, and that's good. it hurts you a bit when you just hear people after months saying, "Oh look, you're on this compilation," and I mean you don't even know what
what the hell it's all
compilation is,
about.
and they never even bother asking. I mean, that's what we want. We just want people to ask.
Yeah.
We
So we're
always say
thinking about
yes.
stealing a Raw Power song. You definitely need to get a hold of the band first. We're gonna play right now the Circle Jerks cover. Which one is it? Behind the Door.
Yes.
Yeah.
Behind the Door.
And then we're gonna come back and we're gonna wrap up this interview with Mauro and Roberto. And Roberto, you still hanging in there? Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. That's all we need from you. That's all we need. All right. The next show just showed up. And they took it for granted that you guys were just like some local band hanging out. Like the Dirt Snobs or some weird thing. Puddle Jumpers. So, what's the future of Raw Power for the rest of this tour? Where do you guys have to go?
So from here we're going to Berkeley, and then it's Berkeley, San Francisco, Las Vegas, Albuquerque, and Denver. And then it's after
Roberto's
Denver.
got the list.
Yeah, no, I just remembered it last year because I want to go home. So
Are you guys ready to go home when the tours are over?
well, I am. No, all the others want. If it was up to them, they would stay here another couple of weeks probably.
Do you have any open dates between the shows?
No.
Wow.
We try and play every day. I mean, you have to play every day, otherwise you just
A big waste of time
Yeah.
and money. Yeah, I understand.
yeah. You just get fed up. Well, yeah. Apart from the money, you just get fed up doing nothing.
No, I know it. I mean,
this is
you-
why we came to play anyway. I mean, we didn't come here for a holiday.
yeah, to send somebody's living
Yeah.
room for an afternoon in
Yeah, no,
Bakersfield,
we
California.
We just want to play, so we try. I mean, we've done in the past, like in a day, we played even 3 times in a day. So
After the shows, are people pretty open to like wanting to give you stuff as far as like
Yeah.
places to stay and
Mhm.
things to eat and stuff?
places to stay, not so much. Years ago, it was like that. Like, I mean, first times you were here, it was always like people used to fight, like to put you up. In
Oh
their house.
yeah, they all wanted you to.
Oh yeah. They would you just go like just before you stop playing, just go. Oh, we need a place to stay. People just go. Oh, you come in my place, and you could choose. You could just tell me what your house is like, and you just go. I go to his house instead. Now it's different. I think that like people after the show, some people like were interested in the like music maybe.
Yeah.
They said having chat with you a bit, but then like maybe 20 minutes later, everybody's gone, and I mean fair enough. I mean I wouldn't have 6 people trampling around in my house that I never met before. I mean
I've been real lucky. I mean, I've had like tons of bands stay at my house. I mean, I have no problem because nobody's ever fucked me over. I mean, they've never stole anything. They've never like
well, yeah,
seriously
still,
broke
yeah,
anything.
but
Some
still
guy
some-
humped a mannequin in my living room, but that was all right.
Yeah, but still, it's not something that anybody would do,
Yeah.
and so that's why. Also, what happens is like people like they say, okay, we go back to my house and we'll have a party, and they think that they're doing you a favor. Anyway,
Oh, yeah, I
like,
understand.
You've been in this place and you're playing, and you have a nice party. Everybody drinks. Maybe you chuck up a girl, hopefully, and all that stuff. But instead, what you want, it's like 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning, you want to go to bed. And of course, you're not going to do it until like 8 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
You've already been up like 14 hours or something. You've got to go, oh, lovely, let's party all night. And then the day after, you know that you already have another 8 hours to drive or something.
Oh, I believe it.
You can do it like for a day or 2, but then it gets a bit heavy.
El Duce stayed here one time. You were just talking about
Yeah.
him. And he came into these people's house that he was going to be staying at. Well, he picked up the first beer he saw on the counter, and he started drinking it. He didn't realize that they'd used it as an ashtray. Well, it made him vomit. And he vomited all over himself. And I guess he vomited all over these people's carpet. So they started freaking out. They're like, dude, you're vomiting all over our carpet. He's like, I fucking drink a goddamn cigarette ashtray beer. Well, after he passed out, they painted his fingernails and they painted his toenails pink. And they did all this shit. They put makeup on his face and stuff. Well, I guess he got up and he went in the bathroom to take a piss, and he looked at himself in the mirror. And he's like, what the fuck? Yeah, so he gets up. Well, he just runs out of the house and leaves. They don't know what happened to El Duce. Well, I was driving to L.A. that day, and I'm driving down the freeway, and all of a sudden this guy pops out of the bushes, and I'm all like, I drive on by it. I don't pick him up, but I'm like, fuck, that was El Duce in the bushes. And I just seen him the night before. But anyways, did you guys listen to Mentors at all, or did it just give you a headache?
Yeah, of course we did, yeah.
It was kind of weird to see him like get killed that way.
Yeah, it was sad. Yeah.
It was sad. I mean, there was still that big controversy that Courtney Love was part of it, but did you hear that whole thing?
No. I mean, we didn't follow all this stuff. We just
Yeah.
had seen die like that. Yeah.
Well, anyways, I want to thank Rob Power for coming to the studio tonight. Roberto, we got a lot out of you, more than you've probably ever done in an American interview, right? Does he know?
Okay. For the people of
Talk to your hometown.
for the people is the old band, fuck music, and strong music. Okay.
Yes, there we go. Yes, you remember strong music and fuck music. That's all you have to remember in this interview.
I love for Bakersfield.
Yeah,
And,
he loves Bakersfield, and
Ciao tutti.
and he
From Italy.
I don't know what ciao tutti means, but I think it means single girls come fuck me after the show.
Yeah, that would be very good. Yeah, he only meant like sue everybody, but yeah.
All right.
If anybody, any girl, yeah, anybody, any girls, yeah, he wouldn't mind at all.
Well, you guys have a good show tonight, and I thank you so much for coming in.
No, thank you.
I mean, you definitely. I thought Italians. I completely expected something different, and I'm very impressed.
Thank you very much.
All right.
Thank you.
Good night, you guys.
Thank you very much.
Thanks. We're gonna play one last song as I say goodbye. The song is called "Can't Do That." You're listening to StoryRadio.com. Thanks for listening to Raw Power in the studio tonight, and thanks so much for Raw Power to making the station just a little bit better. Thanks to Tony from Hello Records for also making this thing happen. Tony, have you been on tour with them the whole time?
Yes.
All right. Is your wife jealous? Oh. Does Tony get the pay-per-view, the dirty ones?
No, he hasn't done anything naughty so far.
That's not on
We
the
keep
budget.
an eye on him.
You guys can't afford to have that $5.95 movie on your bill, can you?
Well, we've done that, but not him. No. He says, no,
I
I
think
can't do it.
Roberto
I've got a
has.
wife that waits for me.
Right. See you guys later. It's Raw Power in the studio tonight. Thanks so much.